Okay, Ed Akehurst here. In this video, we're going to talk about white labels versus resellers. I always have some reseller programs available for different software products, and recently I've been offering some very limited opportunities at white labels. And so a few people have come up to me and asked, what is the difference between your white label program and your reseller program? So I thought it would make for a good video. So first off, let's talk about the fact that as far as software goes, there are four things you can do if you want to offer it to people. You can be an affiliate for someone's software, you can be a reseller for someone's software, you can white label someone's software, or you can develop your own software. Okay, so we're not going to talk about developing your own software. Okay, that's not part of this video. And I'm going to mention one little small thing about affiliates, but that is also not the purpose of this video. So what we're going to really look at is just what is a reseller and what is a white label. A reseller is when you resell someone's software. Okay, you don't own the software, but you have the rights to sell it and keep 100% of the proceeds. Now, I do want to make one quick comment here. There are some people that call their program a reseller program, but they're really an affiliate program. You get a link, you send the link to their sales page, and they pay you 100% commission. That is not what I'm talking about with a reseller. So I'll talk about that in a moment. And in a white label program, you brand someone's software, if I can type today, as someone's software as your own. And there's some advantage to that. There's more responsibility, there's more work, but there are some advantages. With a reseller, and of course now I need to change the formatting here. With a reseller program, I think I can just hit that again, right? With a reseller program, you have to create everything, okay? So you create the sales pages, landing pages, thank you pages. You collect the money, so you need some type of a payment processor. And some of the reseller programs, you can get your own affiliates, so you can set up your own affiliate program and pay the affiliates if you want. That's something completely optional. Most resellers do not do that, but it is an option that can be done. So you're in charge of all of that. The customer service is handled by the owner of the software. All right. Although you can be frontline if you want. That's optional. I recommend it. I recommend you process all of the, oh my goodness. I recommend you process all of the customer service and then send the ones that aren't user problems. If it's a user issue, fix them, help them, show them. And if it's not, send it back to the person. And the more you do, the better relationship you develop with your customers. But there's really only one way to make money here, and that is by selling to end users. Okay, one way to earn, you sell end user accounts. So you're looking for people who want to use the software and you sell it to them. Or you can find an affiliate who can do the same thing and you split the proceeds with them in some form or fashion. So that's what a reseller is. Find a good software and sell it to people. Now, people know it's not your software. You can tell them you're a reseller. You're not saying this is my software, though you may say this is a partner, or I've partnered with the company, or I'm a reseller for the company. So you can kind of have a really good involvement, much closer than an affiliate, but it's still not your own software. All right. The difference, and that's a good way to go, and usually, typically, what happens with a reseller program is you pay a fee. All right. There's a fee in exchange for licenses. So, maybe a per license fee. Maybe you buy a package of 10 licenses that you can resell, or a package of 50, or a package of 100. Maybe if you're buying a high-end reseller program, you could, get unlimited accounts or 1,000 accounts or something like that. Keep in mind, too, some resellers, you're not buying the software to sell it. Maybe it's a lead magnet software, and you're going to give it away. Or you're going to sell it for $1 or $2 a month, or a $7 one-time fee. Whatever you're allowed to do, check the rules of the licenses that you're reselling. But sometimes you may get, unlimited licenses of a lead magnet, and now you can give them away in exchange for an email address. And so you're not collecting money, but what you are collecting is email addresses that you could then market to. And what could you sell them? Maybe other software that you're reselling, right? High-end software. That's possible too. So when I say sell to an end user, it might also be giving to an end user in exchange for an email address. So that's how the resellers work. White label is a little different. On a white label, what you're doing is you're taking someone's software and you're branding it as your own. Okay, I'll give you an example. There's a product called Friend Connector. It's a great one. I have white labeled it as Genius Connector, and it's my own brand. It goes with my other white labels that I've done called Genius, and I also have my own software that I've had built called Genius. So I'm building a brand, and that's another good thing you can do with white labels is you can build a brand of software to the entire outside world unless you disclose it's a white label, which I do on my white labels. I don't have any problem with people knowing that. But you can, you could just say this is my software because essentially it is. You haven't developed it. But what's happened is someone comes to you with a fully developed software and says, okay, you come up with your own logo, you come up with your own name, and you handle, everything. You're still creating all of this, okay? That's from the reseller. You're still doing all of that, but you also come up with, right, the name for the software, the logos, and all of that, okay? All of that marketing stuff. It's yours. You're going to brand it as your own. Customer service. Usually customer service on a white label is handled by the owner, but you're required to do the frontline customer service. You collect all of the data. If it's a user issue, you handle it. If it's not a user issue, then you pass that along to the development team. It's some developers you're white labeling will require you to have a video. Some of them will require you, to submit a certain form. There are different ways that customer service is handled, and you'd want to find that out up front. How do they like to handle the customer service? But the front line in this case is mandatory, unlike with a reseller, it's required. That's typically in a white label. Now, some white labels will handle your customer service for you. They'll say, hey, send the people in. We won't even let them know we're somebody different. We'll make them think we're yours. That's usually a higher fee, or they charge an upsell fee per month to do that. So that can be done a little bit differently. But in all cases, in most cases, you're handling that frontline mandatory unless you're paying for it. Now, one of the big advantages of white labeling, in addition to the fact that you're building your own brand, which is a fantastic advantage, but one of the big advantages is there are now two ways to earn. Okay, so you can sell to end users, which you can do with the reseller, but you can also sell partnerships. And what is a partnership? Well, basically you can go out and find resellers and have them pay you, right, per license to sell your software, your white labeled software. And then you set up the rules, okay? How is customer service going to be handled and that type of thing? Is there going to be minimum advertised pricing? Are there places you can't market the software? Things like that. You set the rules, but then your resellers will create their own sales pages, their own landing pages, their own thank you pages. They collect the money. They can have an affiliate program. You're not paying them a commission. What you're doing is paying them a fee. So, for example, you may have a software that sells for $47 a month, and that's what you're selling it as your end user, okay? Your resellers can go out and they can sell it for $47 a month, or if you allow them to sell it for a little less, $27, $37, or a little more if they do a value add. That's whatever your rules you want. But maybe you're saying, okay, you can have 10 licenses to be a reseller, and I'm going to sell you those 10 licenses for $147 a month. So now instead of 47, you're selling partnerships at 147, and they're handling all of the sales and marketing. Now you could still sell that yourself. You'll have to do your own sales page, your own landing page. You can still sell yourself as the white label owner. You can certainly sell the software, but now you have an additional revenue stream, which is usually a little higher ticket item. Maybe you want to let people have 100 accounts for $397 a month. Now instead of selling a $47 product, you're selling a $400 product, also recurring. So that's really the difference. This video was a little longer than I anticipated, but hopefully I've been able to explain that in enough depth to remove most of the questions. But if you still have questions or something's still not clear, let me know, and I'll be happy to go over it.